We didn't clear the samples until we signed with Intermittent Records, because then it became legit. Because at first we did the record ourselves. We put the album together ourselves. Everything that was on that record came from us. Me, T, and $10. Me, TC, and $10. Everything that's on it, well, except the scratch, came from DJ Switch. Shout out to DJ Switch. But we produced that album ourselves and brought that to the label. It wasn't like they, you know what I'm saying? So basically what they had to do was they had to go through and clear those samples, which a lot of people don't know, that everything that you do comes out of your pocket. The record label is never gonna do anything for free for you. If they say promotion, that shit is gonna come out of your motherfucking royalties, believe it. That's as far as videos, commercials, 8x10s, posters, promotional t-shirts, hats, all that shit is coming out of your pocket. So for all you youngsters out there that's trying to sign to record labels, make sure that all that shit sells. Because if that shit don't, that shit is gonna come out of your pocket, out your royalty statements. And when it was like the question that you asked, when it was time to clear those records, that shit came out of our royalty statements.
They kind of cold though for taking on y'all projects to clear the samples just to come back and charge y'all for it. Like, even though I feel like, okay, that's a good problem, but they did kind of set y'all up for the Duke though.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the music industry, bro, the music industry is very hard for the artist to win in the music industry, bro. You got to move very calculated in order to really get paid in this music industry, bro, because everything is designed to beat you. You the talent, you the product, you know what I mean? You the product, you the brick. So these motherfuckers is trying to find any way they can to break you down and blow you up, throw some B12 on you, and make you recoup as much as they can without giving you shit. You gotta think about it like this. In the average record contract, well, back in the days, I don't know how a record contract is now because I've been independent for over 20 years now. I wouldn't sign shit. I wouldn't sign to another motherfucker about nothing.
Heard that.
Because you don't have to nowadays. Independent is the way to go nowadays. Major labels is becoming obsolete because kids are making platinum albums at their house and in their garage, putting that motherfucker on TuneCore or SoundCloud, and that shit is selling 5 million copies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but back to what was I saying? Oh, the samples. Everything that revolves in the music industry is designed to. It's not designed for the artist to win, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, they giving these young cats a lot of money now, and there's a lot of access to put out music. It's completely different now, bro. I'm glad that we kind of touched on that, bro.
Because everything now it's not consumer dollars, it's advertisement dollars now. Back then, when in the 90s, it was consumer based. It was consumer dollars. Kids going to the record stores and buying the CDs and the tapes and whatever. Now everything is streaming, so it's advertisement.
Right.
Whoever get the most streams get the most advertisement dollars. So that's how they determine who gets paid or how you get paid. Even that's a mystery because how many streams is it for a unit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the days, one CD was a unit. Now how many streams equals a unit?
I don't even want to say the number because everybody know it, but it's ridiculous, man.
See what I'm saying?
It is ridiculous.
So that right there, and it's all my personal opinion from what I observed. All this is designed around the Bay Area. Because back in the 90s when the independent game in the Bay Area was flowing, the industry was mad as a motherfucker.
You took the next question before I could even say. I was just about to ask.
Go ahead, ask it.
Ask the Bay Area got a stigma, and everybody says that people steal our formula. As a pioneer in hip hop, how do you feel about it?
The Bay Area has been blackballed since the 90s. If you notice, they put it's a certain limitation they put on Bay Area artists. as raw as 40 and Too Short is, they never really get that. You feel me? It's like a limitation when it comes to Bay Area artists, because back in the 90s, the independent game was so motherfucking tough. We had the independent game, niggas out here was getting so much money independently, not needing no motherfucking major labels, not needing shit, straight out the trunk. We pioneered out the trunk game. The industry shut us down, bruh. The industry tried to shut that shit down. And when they realized they couldn't, when E40 got that 3.5 million, and when Master P got that big priority deal, and when, you know what I'm saying, JT the Bigger Figure and them got that big priority deal, the record label and the Loonies got that big ass deal from I Got Five on it, the record industry was like, oh, hell no. We cannot let this shit happen. And yeah, yeah, yeah. So the first thing they did, shut down the moms and pop stores. They attacked the moms and pop stores. That was to kill off the independent distribution, because a lot of those moms and pop stores made a majority of their money off independent records. If you got Jay-Z record and Priority is giving Tower, or let's say Independent West Sounds was the record store in my city, West Sounds. If Jay-Z was giving West Sounds $3.50 a CD to sell this shit in their store, but Me Totally Insane was splitting it, nigga, $15 half down the middle with it. He getting $7.50, we getting $7.50. Who you think he gonna put on the front shelf? Who you think he gonna, you feel what I'm saying? He gonna pump that independent shit, because that's where he getting the majority of his bread from, which was helping the independent artists sell, because the moms and pop stores was putting us on the front shelf. This is our pride shit right here. This local shit. This is our pride shit. And that was helping the Bay Area a lot. When the record company figured that out, they start shutting the moms and pops labels down. They start shutting the independent radio stations down. The Stanford, we had KZSU back in the days. Frisco had K-Pool back in the days. They start shutting down the independent, you know what I mean? They start putting a slow chokehold on the independent game. And eventually, they start blackballing the Bay Area.
Me personally, I feel like that is the gift and the curse of technology.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it was inevitable for it to happen for streaming.
Definitely.
So, and streaming does eliminate you having to buy something physical.
Right.
And if somebody can control it behind a screen like Wizard of Oz, who's not going to want to do
right.
that?
Let me ask you this. Who's the motherfucker in Spotify that's pushing the button every time a motherfucker stream? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jetpack Jenny.
You feel me? So
who's doing it.
So yeah, so that was all designed toward the Bay Area, bro, because if the Bay Area would have taught the South and the East Coast and the Midwest the independent game, and we all adapted the independent game and start fucking with each other and start cutting the majors and all this other motherfuckers out, all the others out, man, it would have been hella billionaires.